I can't quit you, babe, but I'm gonna put you down for a while. I said I can't quit you, babe, but I'm gonna put you down for a while. Yeah, I can't really do much more on the neck bet. Just waiting for the LEDs that are gonna go in the hanger base. So let's just pump the brakes here and turn our attention over here to my 90s RMS Titanic, which has fallen on hard times. I mean, the lighting stopped working. The rigging here is damaged and broken. The mast, it's just a disaster. I've got a broken davit here. We've got to repair this broken davit. Get this little guy back over on there. Before we do any of that, I mean, it needs to be washed. It's filthy, filthy. Like, you could probably grow things on this soil. But the sad thing is, I'm noticing color shift here. Yellowing of age. The plastic has aged in the 24 years. Well, now let's think about this. Now, I made this when my father passed away in 1992. I was building it in April of 1992 as he was sick with cancer and dying. And when the Titanic model was finished, so was my father. And there was the funeral. So, yeah, 92. So it's almost 30 years old. It's no wonder it's yellowed. So it's time to give this some love. It's worthy of it. I put enough effort into it at the time. And we're going to do some more now. I'm going to take those new jeweler drills and do a few more portholes on both sides this time. I only did one side last time. We're going to drill out all these little hull portholes. And then I've already ordered the lighting strips. We're going to have some amber, warm amber LED light strips, 12 volt inside. Two of them, 12 inches long, running length of it. That'll shine up and through all the portholes that we cut. And into the top decks too. That should look nice. We'll just run it out the base, plug it into our little battery pack. So we've got a lot of work. The first thing we're going to have to do is crack this open gently. I'm hoping that with like a putty knife I can go in and separate the glue that binds the edges to it. Yeah, like so. And just carefully work our way along the model. We won't damage it. And we'll free up this upper deck so we can take it off. Put in some new lighting. That'll be good. Okay, yeah, we're starting to take this promenade deck off. I think what we actually want to do is crack it underneath that. See if we can get underneath it here. And do this deal. That's what we want to do, is separate the top off so that we can get in there without damaging it. Just work very gently with your putty knife. Just like so. Just a little twist. Sliding it gently. A little twist here and there. Wiggle, wiggle. Don't push. If it's feeling like plastic's not happy, then stop. For the love of God, just stop. Don't break it. But yes, that's the idea. You're loosening the old 29-year-old adhesive. There we go. She's coming right apart. Wonderful. So we can get a peek inside and see how we lit it before. Oh, look at that. We used just normal Christmas bulbs. Well, there's the problem. They probably failed. One probably burned out and then the rest didn't work. Well, we're going to have so much better lighting now. We may have to hollow some of this out and mess with it, but the lighting's going to be phenomenal. So far, so good. We're able to disconnect this plumbing here that's attached to the rigging without disturbing it or breaking it. Now we just need to get to this one. Although I don't know if it's on the plumbing or somehow attached to the funnel. Oh man, if it's the funnel, I thought it was this. But, Oh yeah, these are good. These are needle nose pliers. They're really handy for working on models. Reach in and grab stuff. Yeah, these rigging lines are kind of a pain. I don't know if it's in the... How is this attached? See, the funnels are held on with wire, so I don't even want to disturb any of that. But these are threads, so worst case scenario, we could always run new black thread. Maybe that's our best option for these ones here. Just sever them. These upper side promenade covers are just flimsy, they're just sitting there. At least we got them off without damage. Probably the other side would be good too. Work it gently under the adhesive without bending or breaking the plastic. Okay, we made a lot of progress. I was able to gently finagle this mast out of its hole here by removing the ladders lightly. And it appears that really these strings are giving us grief. So it may be time to just sever those. We can always rethread. It's no big deal. Okay, wonderful. Well, after severing just a few of the little threads, we were able to preserve the mast and get this upper deck off. However, there were a couple casualties. A few more of these davits came undone. So those are going to have to be repaired. It's no big deal. I see something over here. Yeah, this one must be damaged. Yeah. Okay, so this is good. We can set that aside. That's ready for cleaning. Now our next level will be to crack open this part and get this out of the way so we can see the inside where we're going to put our new lights. Well, this time I'm just using my hands actually to gently dislodge the old glue. It's working. We're getting... You just want to work gently. You don't want to do any violent movements. Just a little pressure. And back off. A little tug here, a little tug there. A little jiggle forth, up and down. Whatever works. Let's get that out. Get it off. That's what we want to do. Refit of the Titanic. Uh-oh. Coming off the stand. Thought that might happen. Okay, we're making great progress. This is coming out. Look, and now we can see what the lighting was. We had some gaffer tape, and we had some clear Christmas bulbs inside, and apparently one failed, and so they all failed, which was a terrible choice, but for 30 years ago, before the advent of all the micro LED strips that are available now, it worked. You know, it looked great. But we're going to get all that out, and we're going to add more drilling holes. We're going to, once we get the whole bare and this deck off, which I have to tell you has been terrifying and yet strangely satisfying as well, cracking off the old glue. But I'm trying hard not to damage these brass laser etched railings. They want to bend and break and be damaged, so I've got to be very careful. And we did have one piece right here that popped off, so we're going to have to glue that back on. But like I say, all these walls, they've yellowed with time, so once they're clean, we're probably going to want to go in there and paint them all white again. I don't know, maybe I didn't before and that's why they yellowed. I just left them the white plastic. So we'll paint them this time. So let's just get in here and pull all this old garbage out. Wow, that gaffer's tape is brittle. Super brittle. 30-year-old gaffer tape. I don't know if you've ever seen gaffer tape. It's kind of like duct tape. It's a cloth tape that's black. They call it gaffer's tape because the electricians use it on movies to, put gels on things and wrap up black foil and just stick things here and there temporarily while they make a movie or TV show. I probably had a roll of it in one of the projects I worked on back in the 90s. So there. Now we've got a nice clean hull. We're going to want to wash in here and maybe even sand it lightly with some fine paper to kind of knock off some of these drill burrs. Open that up. And then we'll start drilling holes. That'll be fun. So I've got some simple green and we're just going to clean the inside, get all the dust and the remnants of that tape out of here. And I'm going to use some wet or dry sandpaper. This is 320 grit, which should be nice and smooth. And we'll just smooth out the inside here. Get it all nice. I like to do it in the sink with the water running because it helps lubricate all the paint and debris. So we'll get that looking good. Yeah, it's funny that we're revisiting this model today because I went out to the cemetery and visited my father's grave today. So, you know, we're going full circle. Okay, this looks pretty good. We got it all smoothed out. Most of the adhesive from that old tape is removed. Enough, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect it. I think what I'll do next is drill that hole where this is. We're going to drill a hole at the base up through the hull so that we can route our new wires here instead of through a hole in the hull like the idiot that I was 30 years ago. We can putty that up. Wires through it. That's wonderful. We've got a perfect thing because the column is empty already. It's hollow. So all we need to do is drill through that part and we're in. You see, we'll just go right down through. Oh, that old styrene's pretty brittle. So this little piece decided to come out, but it's not a big issue. We'll glue it back in once we finish hogging it out with the Dremel. We'll use this grinding tip and we'll just smooth out that hole. Just smooth it out. There we go, hole's clean. We've got our little piece. We're going to glue that in there. I'm going to mix up some plastic weld because it looks like last time the normal glue didn't work great. So plastic weld is super. I'm going to use that. It'll be super strong. If you ever break any plastic things, this stuff is the kind. It works great. It's a two-part, so you squirt it out here and you mix it up on something. An old lid works, a piece of foil works, old cardboard, whatever. Squeeze equal portions out and just take a piece of a sprue or something, stir it together, mix it together. Dab it where you're going to put it and put your pieces together. Boom, in like an hour it's done. It's melted together and yummy and hard. Okay, I've gone ahead and painted the inside silver. So that should be nice and reflective and it'll seal the light in so it doesn't shine through the body plastic. Only through the holes that we will drill. Probably tomorrow. I'm done now. That paint has to dry. The glue has to dry. This is a good point to stop. So that's it for today on the refit of the Titanic.